It is extremely important to stay hydrated, even if you're a parent.
Todd, you are exactly right. A perfect hydration location for the folks in Central, Watson, Zachary, and Walker is Coconut Willie's Daiquiri. Go by any of the 4 locations and ask for the Coconut Willie Special. If that's not what you are looking for, create your own. Try one of the Coconut Willie favorites like White Russian or the Tiki Man.
Man, sounds good. The Watson location also has a brand new drive-thru. Plus, every Thursday is trivia night at 8 o'clock at Coconut Willie's in Watson.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Outdoors with Don Dubuque. Saturday mornings at 5 on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. The Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show, presented by Lake Urchin Care on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. From the Jamborees to the Superdome, your source for the most up-to-date scores and stats is right here. Now, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Cade Wazan, Todd Black, and Jimmy Roy.
Good evening and welcome to Louisiana Prep Scoreboard presented by Lake Urchin Care. Week 4 in the books, and we're here to recap everything that went down. Thanks so much to everyone listening on 104.5 FM, 104.9 FM, 98.1 HD2, watching us on the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel, and on YourView. We appreciate our audience that stuck around after a very interesting Turlings Catholic Westgate ball game, and we'll be here until midnight. We'll have some scores, we'll have some coaches, and like I said, recap everything from week 4, and we'll start everything off with the opening drive.
This is Opening Taking Drive. You through tonight's top stories. This is Opening Drive on the Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show.
Cade Wazan, Todd Black, and Jimmy Roy here, and looking at the opening drive. District play for a lot of teams around the state. Out in Lafayette, 4-4A, as you saw on your view, Turlings getting the win over Westgate to start 4-4A. Rummel getting a win over John Curtis tonight. They remain perfect on the season. Outside of that, from the North Louisiana area, West Ouachita gets a win over Sterlington. Coming into this game, I believe West Ouachita, the Chiefs, had only given up around 6 points. They were outscoring their opponents pretty big. Now, we know Sterlington can put up a lot. But that ball game was tight, 29-28. And Catholic High tonight, really no problem over West Monroe from the get-go. So, spanning some of the areas and what's happened tonight, kind of giving you a snapshot of some of the scores, some of the highlights from around the area. And if I go look on the North Shore, and there was looking for that St. Paul's, John F. Kennedy, I might have just missed it.
I don't think it's been final yet.
St. James came back. They were trailing earlier in that ball game. They defeated Ponchatoula 35-13, but certainly going to keep an eye on the JFK St. Paul's game, because thinking about it, after tonight, outside of tonight's game, the rest of the way, I would say the schedule is very favorable for John F. Kennedy. They have a very tough non-district stretch. And, De La Salle, who's struggled this year, was the only other opponent I thought would be the toughest remaining for them. But they've been playing well against their non-district opponents, and it'd be interesting to see how the game finishes
I can tell you it was 16-7 at half. JFK was up, and St. Paul ended up taking a, last I saw, 25-16 lead late in the fourth quarter. Another one that's interesting is Evangel just went ahead of Airline. I think it's 42-41 with about 4 minutes left, and that game there had the potential to, hold that back as I speak. Ben Taylor just completed a pass to Kenny Darby for 23-yard touchdown with a minute left to take the lead 47-42. Here we go. Okay, St. Paul's 25, JFK 22 final. So that's a good win for St. Paul. JFK's played all 5A opponents, being a 3A school. So
Yeah.
they're doing nothing but getting better.
Yep, that's true. And the other I think big surprise to me anyway was Shaw beating Lafayette Christian 31-8.
You know, not only that, Westgate beat them pretty bad last week. The score was closer than the game. Westgate had 3 touchdowns called back.
Mm-hmm.
You wonder about LCA's depth right now, maybe, or something's happened. But yeah, that score to be that decisive by Shaw, that kind of surprised me. Also.
Shaw coming off their TV game against Rummel last week, so yeah, nice to see them bounce back.
Then we got it's not really surprising because I think we've talked a little bit about, I think St. Frederick up in North Louisiana is pretty good, but Bastrop beat St. Frederick 28-27. Bastrop is a much improved team, and I think so is St. Frederick. So there's pockets of teams this year that I think that are making significant strides, and I think they're doing it with their scheduling. Speaking of John F. Kennedy, I think you won't see the benefit until the playoffs, but there's teams out there that have scheduled better, and I think they're going to be better for it.
And who did St. Fred's only lost to Franklin Parish before that, right?
Well,
And they've been
right.
There you go.
Yeah, so
And what's interesting, St. Frederick lost 14 players that transferred out.
Yeah.
Since last season, including Parker Robinson, the two kids from Washita, Montrell Connor and MJ Dade,
Correct.
are now at Washita playing quarterback and running back for them. And here they are in Coach Bilderback's first year.
See that a lot of times
Competing
quick.
and playing really well. Now, you talk about the transfers they lost. Bastrop gained some transfers. They got Dylan and Devin Downs from Sterlington. They got Antron Mason from Walsman. These transferred now, man, it's turning into college.
Yeah, your 2 losses this year, though, Bastrop, Nell, in a close game, and Franklin Parish, who's just playing outstanding, is only going to help to make you better. But yeah, that's you say 14, that's going to make some ears perk up a little bit, and he's doing the best he can, and I think they've been pretty competitive. Let's go ahead and get you caught up on what has happened so far tonight. We'll go through all 5 regions, and Skip has our scoreboard. We'll start first in the capital city.
The Capital City Scoreboard, insured by State Farm.
Catholic High over West Monroe 31-14. Central shuts out Cecilia 27-0. Santa Maw over Scotlandville 39-38. Denham Springs in overtime defeats East Ascension 20-17. Dutchtown blanks Prairieville 49-0. And Dunham over Ascension Catholic 21-18.
The New Orleans Bayou Scoreboard, presented by Investar Bank.
Rummel over John Curtis tonight 14-7. Jesuit defeats Brother Martin 17-5. Edna Carr 45, Holy Cross 20. St. Aug and Warren Easton will play tomorrow night. De La Salle blanks St. Charles 10-0. Destrehan over East St. John 39-16. Hanville is a 51-32 winner over Terrebonne. And Lutcher blanks Assumption 48-0.
The Acadiana Scoreboard, fueled by frogs at Magnolia Beach.
Barb defeats Karen Crow 21-13. Sam Houston over Sulphur 46-7. Iowa 41, Wasman 18. Turlings Catholic defeats Westgate 42-20. Alexandria 43, Opelousas 40. Parkview defeats St. Martinville 26-24. Archbishop Shaw 31, Lafayette Christian 8. And Catholic New Iberia 42, Notre Dame 28.
The North and Central Louisiana Scoreboard, pumped by Peak Performance.
Neville over St. Thomas More 30-7. West Washita gets by Sterlington 29-28. Gina blanks Winfield 46-0. Bastrop a point better than St. Frederick 28-27. North DeSoto defeats Northwood Shreveport 38-21. And Calvary all over D'Arbonne Woods Charter 56-7.
The North Shore Scoreboard, connected by Rev.
Covington blanks North Shore 28-0. Mandeville over Slidell 56-14. St. James defeats Ponchatoula 35-13. St. Paul over John F. Kennedy 25-22. Kentwood over Loranger 35-34. Franklinton all over Fontainebleau 61-13. And Pine a 28-20 winner over Pearl River.
Yeah, big shout out to Frankie's Dogghouse tonight, feeding the team. Open 7 days a week. Open until 10 p.m. on Thursday if you want to go watch Thursday night football. They got 20 different types of hot dogs. Kennedy, can you name all 20?
I cannot.
Which ones do we have tonight? We have one with alligator sausage.
We had the alligator sausage dog. We had the Zen dog, which is, I think, regular.
Yep.
Chicago dog. Then we had their burgers.
Hamburger.
Double patty smash burgers, which were fantastic.
Fantastic. I'll go get one of those.
Wings, melts, happy hour Monday through Friday 2 to 7, but all day happy hour on the weekend. They got new and improved outdoor seating on the back deck, AC on that covered deck. Maybe it's a good place to go watch the ball game tomorrow. So Frankie's Dogghouse, new partner with us, and we appreciate them bringing us some food tonight.
It's different.
Yeah.
And that's what, when Ryan mentioned it, he said, Dogghouse, I said, do they do different hot dogs? And he's like, yeah, but they do other things, but there's not really a place in Baton Rouge that does something like that. You see it maybe on a street vendor or something like that doing different types of hot dogs, but it's different. And, man, it was really good, and we appreciate them jumping on board with us.
We will we'll certainly be featuring some of the food from Frankie's Dogghouse throughout the season, and look forward to our next chance to have them cater our team.
Do you have the address right there?
You know what?
I shouldn't have done it. I knew it, but I wanted to make
sure.
Ryan's
got it.
Just past the Perkins overpass.
Okay.
Over there, right in that shopping center. But I can get the address from Rhino if we can look it up. I will say this. So I know it's maybe not. If you're in that area by the Perkins Road overpass, right? Just past. I don't want to mention any other restaurants when I'm talking about, but that's my point of reference. I'm trying to think of it without mentioning.
Is ZZ still open over there?
Yeah, Zippy's.
Not far and across.
Not from Zippy's, that area. Yeah.
Maybe
but yeah, look.
Zippy's will send us something.
Hey,
Never know.
not a bad idea. They are right there, and they've got that new patio area. So, if you're familiar with it, thinking maybe it was just a place you go and pick up something and go, they've got room for the crew to hang out and have some fun. So let's take a time out. When we get back, we've got more scores. We've also got our full scoreboard ticker that's going to be scrolling on the bottom of the screen throughout the night. If there's a score you don't hear on the radio, you'll definitely see it watching us on your view and the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Week 4 edition of Louisiana Prep Scoreboard presented by Lake Urgent Care right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Don't have time for cold or flu?
I don't have time for the cold or the flu.
We're here to help with easy, convenient online check-in, virtual visits, or walk-in care. When you don't have time to be sick, feel better faster at Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
At Louisiana Turf Cleaning, our number one priority is athlete safety. We specialize in sanitizing and general cleaning maintenance of artificial turf sports fields. From the constant wear and tear on the field to the bacterial, mold, and viruses that get under those turf fibers, we take care of it all. We also remove any unseen metal in the turf that could potentially cut an athlete. For more information, call me, Kerry Myers, to get a quote today, 504-453-6950. And let Louisiana Turf Cleaning keep your playing surface safe, 504-453-6950.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our
Making the bus ride back home better since 2011. The Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show with Cade, Todd, and Jimmy. Presented by Lake Urgent Care on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Working on getting Coach Hudson Fuller from Catholic High on to speak with the head coach of the Bears. They get the win over West Monroe tonight, so we'll try to do that here in the next couple of minutes. In the meantime, let's get you caught up on scores from around the state, all 5 regions, and we'll start first in the capital city.
The Capital City Scoreboard, insured by State Farm.
Catholic High defeats West Monroe 31-14. Central blanks Cecilia 27-0. Sandoval over Scotlandville 39-38. Denham Springs in overtime defeats East Ascension 20-17. Plaquemine all over Bruley 41-18. Woodlawn 57, West Feliciana 37. Dutchtown shuts out Prairieville 49-0, and Dunham over Ascension Catholic 21-18.
The New Orleans Bayou Scoreboard, presented by Investar Bank.
Rummel over John Curtis 14-7. Jesuit defeats Brother Martin 17-5. Edna Carr 45, Holy Cross 20. St. Aug and Warren Easton will play tomorrow night. De La Salle is a 10-0 winner over St. Charles. Destrehan defeats East St. John 39-16. Hanville 51-32 winner over Terrebonne. Lutcher blanks Assumption 48-0.
The Acadiana Scoreboard, fueled by frogs at Magnolia Beach.
Barb defeats Karen Crow 21-13. Sam Houston over Sulphur 46-7. Iowa 41, Wasserman 18. Turlings Catholic over Westgate 42-20. Alexandria defeats Opelousas 43-40. Parkview over St. Martinville 26-24. Archbishop Shaw 31, Lafayette Christian 8. Catholic New Iberia 42. Notre Dame 28.
The North and Central Louisiana Scoreboard, pumped by Peak Performance.
Neville over St. Thomas More 30-7. West Washita squeaks by Sterlington 29-28. Gina blanks Winfield 46-0. Bastrop a point better than St. Frederick 28-27. North DeSoto over Northwood Shreveport 38-21. And Calvary 56, Dearborn Woods Charter 7.
The North Shore Scoreboard, connected by Rev.
Covington blanks North Shore 28-0. Mandeville over Slidell 56-14. St. James defeats Ponchatoula 35-13. St. Paul over John F. Kennedy 25-22. Kentwood 35-34 winner over Loranger. Franklinton over Fontainebleau 61-13. And Pine over Pearl River 28-20.
Thank you, Skip. Getting our scores throughout the night. If you miss anything, watch us on YouTube, the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel, or on your view, and you will get a full scoreboard on the ticker on the bottom of the screen. We now go and jump on the hotline, and we're glad to have a victorious head coach, Brett Beard, with us from Denham Springs. The Yellow Jackets improved to 3-1 on the season with a win over East Ascension in district play to open district play tonight. Coach, congratulations on the win. Thanks so much for a couple of minutes with us tonight.
Man, I absolutely appreciate you having me on.
Coach, where are you taking Johnny Bravo to eat tomorrow?
I tell you what, that's 2 weeks in a row. He's made some big kicks for us, so he can really get whatever he wants at this point.
Well, how did you get down the field so quick, man? Last thing we saw, Jimmy told me it was all tied up, and then we thought you'd won in overtime, and Jimmy said no, it was in regulation. Tell us about it.
No, man, it was a wild game, and I tell you, to back up, we got down 10-0, and we had a drive at the end of half when it was 10-3 with a minute left. We went right down and scored, make it 10-10 at half, and had this kind of the same situation. A little less than a minute, they kick off to us, and I told our offensive coordinator, I said, look, we have a big return right here. I'll give you one shot, then we'll take it into overtime. And he kind of had a medium return, and I just kind of looked, and I'm like,
never
man.
Easy.
Take one shot. Let's just see what we do. And we hit a big pass that kind of got on the other side of the 50. Hit another pass that kind of got us right on that cusp to where he could make that field goal, kind of on his range. And I said, look, it called timeout. Had 8 seconds left. I said, look, get 10 yards. He makes the kick, and we get out of here. Incomplete pass with 4 seconds left, and we were right. We were kind of right on his edge, man. And then, they jumped off sides and moved us up 5, and he went and made a huge kick for us.
How far was the field goal, Coach?
38.
38. Okay. That's the only, because like I said, kicking in tough field conditions over at Woodlawn last week for the win. So, yeah. He can eat anywhere he wants in Denham Springs.
Would it have been good? So here's the question. Would it have been good from 43?
It would have been, but you know how kickers are,
yep.
Man. Like you back him up 5, he might tug that thing over in the old run and we're in overtime right now.
Coach, you mentioned a big pass, Jerry Horn, 4-year starter at quarterback. I like the kid a lot. I think he's tough as nails. I think he can make every throw. Talk a little bit about Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry's not real happy with his play right now. He's been a little up and down, but I tell you what, when we've needed Jerry Horn to be Jerry Horn, he's gone out with that moxie and that ice in his veins. He's made big throws. He's delivered. Even it's more impressive because you watch him kind of struggle, and then all of a sudden he's needed, and he dials one in, and he makes us go. I mean, the kid has been with us for a long time now, has won a lot of football games, and been a part of a lot of wins here at Denham Springs. And he kind of dealt some tough cards last year with the high ankle sprain week 1, and a new O-line. But I tell you what, he toughed it out. He had the best offseason. And, you do things right like he does day in and day out, good things are going to happen, and that's what's happening. He's he really is just got that moxie you want in the quarterback.
A couple of weeks ago, before you played Central, we were talking. You raved about Rancher Miller, your strong safety, a 3-year starter, and the thing that you said, he's everything that you want in a high school player.
Yeah.
Talk about Rancher.
Yeah, again, he was our player of the game. We give just one player of the game, not just one side of the ball. Weeks 1 and 2, and he's probably got a good shot of being in again tomorrow. Because I think he had probably 20 tackles tonight because we were really rolling that safety in the box. He was really like a third linebacker, which is more his game. And, he feasted off of it. And just, again, another kid just like Jerry, man, just hard-nosed country boy that works, that loves football, that loves his teammates, and will do anything for them, and he brings it every day. And because of it, he's a special player.
If I understand correctly, Rancher still has to get up in the morning and take care of cattle before he comes to school. Is that correct?
There's a good chance he's going to have to feed the pigs and everything else before he gets there.
With a name like Rancher, how could you not?
I'm telling you, but I mean, that's what's.
Oh, it's perfect.
But isn't that that's the type of kids that you're looking for in your program. And what's different about this year's team, Coach Beard, than what you've had in the past?
Well, they got to experience, the big year we had a couple of years ago. That was a real senior-heavy team, so they got to be around a special group and learn from dudes that kind of put this program back on the map. Well, and then we graduated all those guys, and they kind of scraped down to the bottom of the barrel as juniors, and we lost all our linemen, and really were put in a tough spot. And they've gone from the highest of highs to low of lows, going 3-7 last year. So they've kind of been across everything and seen everything. And, this group has really stuck together. And, it's so much fun to watch these groups because kids that are playing, that are doing good things right now, whether it just be special teams or not, are kids 3 years ago you didn't think were ever going to see the field. And, they've stuck with the process. They've worked every day. And because of it, man, they're giving us a chance now to win some big-time football games.
Jimmy, we talk about it all the time. We talked about it last week, program players.
Yeah, you got to have them.
Yeah, and we got a lot of them.
The superstars are nice, but you win and lose with the program players. Once you start losing those type of kids that do everything right on and off the field, they play for your school colors, play for the name on the back. on the front, not on the back. Yep. That's when your program's in trouble, when you lose those guys.
And I tell you, Denham, that's one thing I've learned more at Denham than I think anywhere else is, as much as I love kids that are good football players that move in, man, we have our most success and our best players are those kids that have been at Denham Springs, who love Denham Springs, came up through the junior high ranks, and they're always there at the end. Those guys are always with us at the end, and I tell you, they're program players that have bought in completely to what we're doing, and because of it, they play hard. They play for 48 minutes. They play our brand of football. They embrace it, whether they're the 5-star or no star, and they get the job done.
Well, if anybody can do it and get them sold on the program, you're the guy to do it, and you've done a great job so far. And no on the trade, but I appreciate it. Maybe the next time I'll try something a little bit different, and you can offer me a little bit better.
I don't understand what you want from me. I mean, I can't even get you to make a fantasy football move.
Oh, Lord.
No comment.
All these years. I have whipped you all these years. I just wanted one trade with you, Top Flight, just one.
I'm going to run it past the crew here and see what they say.
There you go. All right, Coach.
Yahoo Sports, you're beating me.
That's what you listening to Yahoo.
Yeah, why not? Trade analyzer.
That's right. All right, man. Congratulations.
Yes, indeed.
Man, appreciate y'all having me on.
There you go, Brett Beard, head football coach, Denham Springs. They get the win tonight over EA, and then they step outside of district, play Southern Lab next week before returning against Live Oak.
That'll be a challenging game. They're still going to have to find a little more offense.
Yeah.
They're getting better. Going into tonight, they were only averaging 13.7, played a bad game in bad field conditions last week, put up 20 tonight, but they're still going to have to get going better and better on offense.
So I know if you look at the score against Central, it's hard maybe to point out things that just on the surface and say what the defense did well. But in that second half, it was a different ball game for that defense. And then outside of that, 14 points against Hammond, 13 points against Woodlawn, and then 17 points tonight. The defense has kind of helped along the way. And we know Horn's a good quarterback. We know that offense, once it gets clicking, it's a different story. So it's interesting what they've got going on at Denham. And look, if that offense gets in a little bit more of a rhythm, this is a team down the stretch to really keep an eye on.
And I think they'll be in every game in their district. That district, I don't think there's a clear-cut favorite. If I had to say one right now, I'd say Dutchtown, but they haven't played anybody, so we really don't know how good they will be. But so far,
not quite sure about Walker either.
Right. Their offense has been struggling. You mentioned Central. They go to 4-0 tonight with a good non-district win over 2-1 Cecilia. That game was 27-0. Central going into this game was only allowing 8.3. Cecilia came in averaging 46 points a game.
Without a quarterback.
Diesel Solaire played the first two series and went out. The All-State quarterback from Cecilia went out with some kind of injury, so he did not play. Obviously, that's going to affect Cecilia's offense huge, but Central's playing well. They'll play, as we mentioned, LCA next week, but something's going on with LCA these last couple of weeks. I don't know what it is. I'll try to find out this week.
He's talking about fantasy football. You got Coach Mushmack in there.
Oh, goodness.
You got Coach Masterson in
I
there.
was thinking so you had to have Coach Master.
The personalities in this group are incredible.
Coach Drew.
Okay.
There's a couple more, and I'm sure this won't keep elaborating. We'll be here for another 10 mintes, but
That's
it's
a
a good group. Yeah, we have a lot of fun.
We
with
need
it.
to get Coach Masterson to come up here one night.
Well, I don't know if I can make it through that show.
We had some fun with him.
Oh, man, we'll take a timeout, and we'll get back. More scores, more coaches, more breaking down what happened tonight on week 4 in the prep football season. Statewide, it is Louisiana Prep Scoreboard, presented by Lake Urgent Care, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, in your view.
Do you think you have COVID-19?
I'm worried I may have COVID.
We're open 7 days a week for both rapid COVID and antibody testing. Life is busy. You don't have time. Get your results fast at Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours.
At Louisiana Turf Cleaning, our number one priority is athlete safety. We specialize in sanitizing and general cleaning maintenance of artificial turf sports fields. From the constant wear and tear on the field to the bacteria, mold, and viruses that get under those turf fibers, we take care of it all. We also remove any unseen metal in the turf that could potentially cut an athlete. For more information, call me, Kerry Myers, to get a quote today, 504-453-6950. And let Louisiana Turf Cleaning keep your playing surface safe, 504-453-6950.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dane Charpentier. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Now back to the Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show with Cade, Todd, and Jimmy. Presented by Lake Urgent Care on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to the Week 4 edition of Louisiana Prep Scoreboard, presented by Lake Urgent Care. Cade Wazan, Todd Black, and Jimmy. We got Paul O'Neill. We got Ryan Kennedy. We got Skip Cotrier and our cast of thousands. And we appreciate everyone tuning in, whether it's the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel, on the radio, or on YourView. And I believe we're going to the hotline right now with head coach of St. Paul, as Coach Ken Sears and the Wolves get the win tonight over JFK 25-22. Coach, thanks so much for the time. Congratulations on this win.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Coach, we got to start. Drew Talley, 58-yard field goal tonight. Give you a 2-score lead. That's incredible for a high school kid.
Yeah, and, when he hit it, it was going to be close. But, he's been money for us since he's been a freshman. So, he worked so hard at it and just such a focused kid. We had great protection on it, and which we didn't do later on. We had an opportunity to get another one and get some separation from JFK, but and we wound up getting it blocked. But it was just a great kick. He hit it solid and across the crossbar.
Coach, you're down 16-7 at half. Take us through the second half. How you made the comeback.
Well, I thought our offensive staff and defensive staff made great adjustments. We kind of got behind the 8 ball. We gave up a safety and then had to kick to them. We had a penalty on it, and then they took the lead 9-7. And then, we had a couple of turnovers. You just can't do that against an explosive team like that. They can score at will, and they just have great athleticism. But we did a great job with pass rush the second half and made some great adjustments in the secondary. Thought the secondary played really well the second half. And then we got back on our plan when we took the lead offensively. We were going to play keep away and just try to grind it and pick our plays and try to eat the clock and try not to give them opportunities.
Coach Brennan Keem, your quarterback, he's been really solid for you. Going into the night, he was 50 of 69, 773 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's really grown into that role after starting last year.
He really has. And, tonight his numbers won't show it. I know he had a couple of interceptions, but at the same time, he did a great job leading the team the second half, and then we ran some options. He made some great reads. In the few passes that we threw, he was on mark. So, he's one of those players that, he doesn't think long about a mistake that he makes, and, he self-corrects and gets focused on the task at hand.
Troy Willis has been your main workhorse also.
Yeah, actually we're running back down. Cody Corrales has been out with a foot injury, and hopefully we can get him back next week, going into another tough game against U-High. But Troy really has picked up the slack the last 2 weeks, and he's such an explosive back. He's doing a better job reading his blocks and really giving us some juice at running back right now.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time here on Louisiana Prep Scoreboard. It's a busy time of the year, and congratulations on this win.
And hopefully we won't see you in the suite next year. You'll be on the carpet playing.
I hope so. If not, save me my spot.
we had a lot of fun last year, but I'd rather see you on the carpet, Coach.
I'd rather be on the carpet, too. I'll come up with another night.
That's right. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you. Take care.
St. Paul's head coach Ken Sears, they're off to a 3-1 start. District play in 2 weeks. They open it up against Hammond, but next week at U-High. So they're right down the road.
Be an interesting game next week.
Trying to connect with some more coaches and get you some score updates here in just a bit. Elsewhere inside that district, did I see, was it St. James beat Ponchatoula? But that was a game Ponchatoula had an early lead. And I don't know how that thing.
Ponchatoula's not very good this year.
No.
That is not. And, Covington, I think the team you got to look for is Mandeville. Nate Shepard's very good, strong running back, had a great night tonight. We can talk more about them in just a little bit. So you got Mandeville. Hammond's playing a lot better. So they got some teams over there, and like you mentioned a couple weeks ago, Cade, they split that district up.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk more about it.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about Nate Shepard. He's putting up video numbers.
So we'll go ahead and go
What you know
right
about
back.
video games?
I've heard the saying.
He's going Jimmy's hip with the trends.
I've heard the saying.
Yeah. Ask him about fantasy football later. It'll help you out. Let's go to the phone line right now. We've got head coach of the Catholic High Bears, Coach Hudson Fuller, as they get the big win tonight over West Monroe. Coach, thanks so much for a couple minutes tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Coach, back-to-back weeks. I know last week was a loss, but special teams and return game has been really huge for you. You had 148 yards, I think it was, in the first half. 2 really good kick returns. You had a big punt return last week. The special teams return game has been really good for you.
Yeah, our special teams coordinator, Mikey Corville, came to us this year, and he's been a great addition to our staff. And the return units are just something that, one, we've got explosive guys, possessing the ball there, and just overall, a lot of preparation and execution on those units, and we kind of knew that was going to be a big phase for us tonight. Their kickoff unit had performed really well up to this point, so we knew, if we were going to be successful tonight, that was going to be something that needed to happen.
Coach, how impressed were you with your team, how they came out, considering you coming off of a loss and hadn't had a loss in a while, but you're facing another big-time team, and they stand up to the task just as well as you could expect?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't be prouder of our players and staff. And it's just it's kind of a testament to me of our team leadership. Those guys, they really worked through the course of the week to lead each other, to answer the call. The last week was definitely disappointing, and a lot of things that we all looked at that we could do better. And they pushed through that and came back this week, and we're better for it. And like I said, couldn't be prouder of them.
Todd, it's funny you mentioned that, because when I talked to Hudson on Tuesday, that was the first thing he said. When I was concerned, it was focus and putting that game behind you and moving on. You don't want last week's loss to have an impact on tonight's game, which a lot of times it does happen. Coach, good running back combo with Jaden Miles and Rylan Parker. You hit a couple, what was it? Looked like a fake screen post rail routes out of a 3-by-1 set tonight. Yeah,
in the 2-minute segment that we had in the first half, hit some wheel routes. Rylan Parker, had a big night tonight, and he's he had an incredible off season. He's been a big-time leader for us. I think he's a big-time college football player, in my opinion. Just is kind of coming onto the scene late, and proud of him for having the night that he had, but probably even more proud of just kind of the leadership he's had on our team this year.
And I know, Coach, you're coming up on an off week this week, but lots of things you probably still want to work on. Is this kind of a good point in the season, considering how tough your non-district has been, to get some guys healthy and get ready for district play coming up?
Yeah, I mean, it was all intentional. We kind of had the thought process this year of breaking the year into 3 seasons. This pre-district season with a bye week, and then the district season. And if we will go through that and reset, and then play the season that matters the most at the end. So, for us, get our players to rest up, recover, get healthy, do some work as coaches to kind of self-scout and scout moving forward, and practice to improve. So.
Coach, before we let you go, I want to honor and mention Caleb Shelton, our student athlete of the week, offensive lineman. He has a 3.6 GPA, 24 ACT. He's a 2-sport athlete, also involved in wrestling, FCA vice president. He's a member of the student council. Speak about what Caleb means to the Catholic High program.
Yeah, I mean, Caleb, I'd say the first thing I'd say he's always just been a worker. He's been a guy that is committed to working hard, Like a lot of offensive linemen, he's not a guy that is looking for recognition or credit. He's always trying to help guys on our team and be a servant leader. And he's made a ton of growth in this past year, and we're really proud of where he is. Academically, looking at this first quarter, his first quarter grades, he's got all A's. Really, just doing a great job in a lot of different ways.
That is our Caleb Shelton, again, our State Farm Student Athlete of the Week. We want to thank Drew Dillio, Brian Moe, Byron Gill, and Mitch Mueller for that.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time here on Louisiana Prep Scoreboard. Congratulations on the win, and we'll look forward to talking with you down the road.
Awesome. Thank you.
I have to say, for people that haven't coached before, sometimes when you get through games and you get through a week, it's really a grind. I mean, you're mentally, exhausted, a lot of times. And, going through a U-High week, a West Monroe week, I'm sure it takes a toll on you. And he probably looks forward to that bye week.
And it was probably, I didn't know coming in tonight, but it was homecoming week. So you got all that other things going into, what the students or have their minds on it. As for a coach, I would imagine you get to the end of the week, say at this time Friday, or you get home maybe in an hour, who knows, maybe later, you probably have a hard time getting to sleep because you get everything's been going on, everything's been going through your head about you don't want to snowball. You don't want last week's mistakes folding into making it 2 weeks worth. And you go into your bye week with the win instead of a loss. It's huge.
And they also did this without Baylor Grazer starting quarterback.
Right.
So, which we did hear some good news out in the parking lot before the game, that injury was not as bad as they thought, and hopefully he'll be back. Good chance to be back after the bye week.
Yeah, that's another thing to
call our friend Mitch Small.
Well, I didn't want to say who told me, but
oh, you did see him?
Yeah.
The voice
but
of
he
the dome.
didn't tell you anything.
No, he didn't tell me nothing.
The voice
Always
of the dome.
good to see Mitch.
Yeah.
Get ready.
We'll look forward to more conversations with some coaches in hour 2. We get you a full scoreboard when we get back. This is the Week 4 edition of Louisiana Prep Scoreboard, presented by Lake Urgent Care on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Don't have time for a new rash?
I don't have time for this.
We're here to help with convenient virtual visits on your computer or any mobile device. If you don't have time to be sick, feel better faster with Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Don't have time for a stomach virus?
I don't have time to be sick today.
When you're sick after hours or weekends, you don't have time to wait around. Save time.
Coach Brandon Brown, the head football coach at Director East St. John High School, and you're listening to Louisiana Prep Scoreboard on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The Capital City Scoreboard, insured by State Farm.
Catholic over West Monroe 31-14. Central defeats Cecilia 27-0. Sandoval over Scotlandville 39-38. Denham Springs 20. East Ascension 17 in overtime. Plaquemine a 41-18 winner over Bruley. Woodlawn 57. West Feliciana 37. Dutchtown blanks Prairieville 49-0. And Dunham 21. Ascension Catholic 18.
The New Orleans Bayou Scoreboard, presented by Investar Bank.
Rummel over John Curtis 14-7. Jesuit defeats Brother Martin 17-5. Carr 45. Holy Cross 20. St. Aug and Warren Easton play tomorrow night at 7. De La Salle shuts out St. Charles 10-0. Destrehan over East St. John 39-16. Hanville over Terrebonne 51-32. And Lutcher blanks Assumption 48-0.
The Acadiana Scoreboard, fueled by frogs at Magnolia Beach.
Barb over Karen Crow 21-13. Sam Houston over Sulphur 46-7. Iowa defeats Waspin 41-18. Turlings Catholic over Westgate 42-20. Alexandria defeats Opelousas 43-40. Parkview a 26-24 winner over St. Martinville. Shaw over Lafayette Christian 31-8. And Catholic New Iberia 42, Notre Dame 28.
The North and Central Louisiana Scoreboard, pumped by Peak Performance.
Neville over St. Thomas More 30-7. West Washita 29, Sterlington 28. Gina blanks Winfield 46-0. Bastrop over St. Frederick 28-27. North DeSoto a 38-21 winner over Northwood Shreveport. Tioga 59-22 winner over Richwood. And Calvary 56. The Arbor Woods Charter 7.
The North Shore Scoreboard, connected by Rev.
Covington blanks North Shore 28-0. Mandeville over Slidell 56-14. St. James over Ponchatoula 35-13. St. Paul over John F. Kennedy 25-22. Kentwood is a 35-34 winner over Laurentier. Amite is a 29-26 winner over St. Helena. Franklinton all over Fontainebleau 61-13. And Pine 28-20 winner over Pearl River.
Thank you, Skip, getting our scores tonight. And if there's something you missed, you can find it by watching us on the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel or your view at the bottom of the screen throughout the night. A full statewide scoreboard with our ticker.
Can you pull up that chili cook-off before we go to break?
I certainly can.
And while you're doing that, West Side wins again, 56-28 over South Park. Todd, you probably got live play-by-plays with that one tonight.
I did do that. Also want to mention that Catholic Point Capee goes to 4-0 with a 14-9 win over Westminster. Congratulations to those guys.
You know, they're running back. Let me find out where. Let's see.
Tell you what, let me pull up this chili cook-off, and Paul, if you can bring that up for me, I'll kind of track down that email address. But coming up, it's the West Feliciana Dance Team's first annual chili cook-off. Get your team together. It'll be October 19th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. over at Parker Park. If your team is really ready to participate, 4-person team, $100 a team, $50 per youth team. Very much a family-friendly event. $5 taste test tickets, and it's going to be held in conjunction with the West Feliciana Color Dash. For more information, I'm going to give out this email address for anyone interested in participating. Is MILAZZOS, Malazos, at WFPSB.org. That's MILAZZOS at WFPSB.org for that chili cook-off.
You mentioned Catholic Point Capee. Parker Jules leading the area in the small schools in rushing, and is almost at 500 yards going into tonight for Catholic Point Capee. Coach Cruz got them playing well.
All right, we'll take a timeout. Hour 2 of the Week 4 edition of Louisiana Prep School Board coming your way next. We are presented by Lake Urgent Care, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, and Your View.
Don't have time for cold or flu?
I don't have time for the cold or the flu.
We're here to help with easy, convenient online check-in, virtual visits, or walk-in care. When you don't have time to be sick, feel better faster at Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
The Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show, presented by Lake Urchin Care on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. From the Jamborees to the Superdome, your source for the most up-to-date scores and stats is right here. Now, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Cade Wazan, Todd Black, and Jimmy Roy.
Welcome back to Louisiana Prep Scoreboard, presented by Lake Urchin Care. Week number 4, rolling right along. More scores to get to and more coaches to get to as well. Some teams remain undefeated after week 4, and one of them is the Bears from North Iberville. We got the head coach of the North Iberville Bears, Coach Josh Gast, joining us now. Coach, man, we appreciate your time here on Louisiana Prep Scoreboard. What a heck of a way to start the season.
Yeah, very proud of our boys. Thanks for having us. Great road trip for us, and excited to be 4-0.
First year to play varsity football. I played a non-varsity football the last couple of years, and you come out, I think you opened up the season with a win over Central Private, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Got that first win, and here we are 4-0. How is this coming about? Because you don't see that much in the first year of varsity program.
I think our players, I got to give them a lot of credit. They're dedicated week to week on improving. You know, even after we have a big win, they show up to practice hungry and motivated to keep improving week to week. And, you know, it's a testament to their hard work so far. So very proud of our guys.
Have a big win over Livonia, if I'm not mistaken, also. Which is right down the road. Coach, where all, I know you got some kids from Plaquemine. Where all did these kids come from to make one new program?
So all our kids are actually local. We don't have a private school in our zone. So pretty much everyone lives right there in Rosedale, Maringouin, and Gross Tate.
What are your numbers looking like?
I think we're the 3rd smallest school in the state. Our team. That 41 total.
Okay.
But that includes our 7th and 8th graders.
Did you have a community that was hungry for football? It kind of sounds like it.
Yeah, I didn't really know what I was getting into when I first got to North Iberville, but, man, the community was so excited to reopen the school and restart the athletic programs out there. So huge shout-out to them for being so supportive and building it into something. I hope we can keep it rolling.
It sounds like your administration, though, is very supportive as well. Anytime we're, as coaches, if they're on our side, we can make things happen a lot easier than when they're not. So shout out to those guys as well, I assume.
Absolutely, yeah. Ms. Jillian Dotson, our principal, our athletic director, Brandon Nora, they set me up for success, set our team up for success, and do everything they can, help athletics be successful along with our academics over there. So very happy to have them over there.
It looks like you put up some points, 36 points, 43, 50, 56, and then 50-something tonight. Who are some of your leaders, and who's your offensive coordinator?
I call it plays, but it's kind of been a different scene week to week, depending on our opponent and just kind of, what the areas we think we can attack. We've been run heavy some weeks, pass heavy some weeks. Justice Roy has been very efficient at quarterback for us. putting the ball in the right places for our guys. And Jeremy Favorite, our running back, has helped open things up a lot too. He's off to a great start.
Who are some of the other coaches you have on staff?
Right, so David Masterson, longtime head coach over at Northeast.
Lord, help
seriously?
you. Come on now.
Oh,
I thought
Lord, have
I
mercy.
knew he went somewhere. I thought that's where we were. We were just talking about him earlier, telling him we need to get him in studio.
Oh, blessed to have Dave on the staff. I'm so lucky. He's taught me a lot, and we worked great together over the last 3 years. So love having him over there. And I got Jeremy Gradney from former head coach at Struma, and Coach Marcus Hill, the former head coach at North Iberville. I convinced him to come out of retirement and work with us. But yeah, we've got some other coaches too. Just great staff all around, and I'm blessed as the head coach to have those guys working with me.
Well, Coach, good luck the rest of the way, and we appreciate y'all calling in to us, wanting to be on the show. It's always good to welcome new people on board. So,
and look, I'm going to tell you, I have a guy down in Centerville that gives me updates. And when he sent me the score, I asked him, I said, what's the deal with North Iberville? And he's, just said a lot of discipline. And so it's not like you were off our radar because we were asking about them today, but asking about you guys. But definitely we appreciate it, and we're glad to give you guys a shout out because you definitely deserve it. More importantly, your kids deserve it.
I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, just hope we can keep improving week to week, and thanks for having us.
Thank you, Coach.
There you go, head coach of the North Iberville Bears, who are now a perfect 4-0 on the season, Coach Josh Gast. Well, what a fun coaching run that must be.
Oh, Lord. I wonder where he's from. I think he might he's not from South Louisiana, I wouldn't guess.
I don't know what his background is. We'll find that out.
But they got some good food over there in the Maringouin, Livonia area.
They are hosting Vinton next week before opening up 8-1A play with St. John, followed by White Castle, then Ascension Catholic.
So it's going to get a little tougher for them, but hey, White Castle, I don't think they had a win coming into tonight. Ascension Catholic's going to, they're the cream of the crop of that district still. But those are some winnable games.
And you mentioned the points they've put up the last 2 weeks. The defense has only given up 13 points, so they've done their share as well.
So we had the Grizzly Bears, and now we got the Bears from North Iberville.
I bet you didn't see that one coming tonight.
I did not see that one coming.
I didn't either, but it's
you never know where they're listening.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
it's always that's cool.
How about Evangel? They didn't lose the district game at home. Now they've lost 2. I think Airline was on the road when they beat Evangel there.
So entering week 4, Karen Crow was 0-3. They're now 0-4. St. Charles was 0-2. They had their game against Electric canceled. They're 0-3 now with the loss tonight. They could easily be 0-4. Union was 0-3. They got a win. Destrehan was 1-2. These are all powerhouses.
Like 1-3, right?
St. Thomas More is 1-3. Destrehan did get a win tonight. Calvary was 1-2. Shaw was 1-2. Lafayette Christian falls to 1-3. Evangel's 1-3. North DeSoto was 1-2. These are powerhouse.
Lost 2 straight, I think.
These are powerhouse teams that are just having off years and playing some good teams. You look at Destrehan; they lost to Ash and lost to Cali. They played without their quarterback Jackson Fields, but some of these teams are struggling a little bit.
And I think you made a good point there in talking about it. Some of this is a product of scheduling up and scheduling tougher competition. We've talked about it with other teams that had really tough schedules in past years, like EA did. And you want to come out. Can you come out of there and get to a point where you're 2-2, or you would love to be above 500, you'd love to be perfect, but what is your plan when you build that out? In Catholic High's case, going into this week, I think they feel pretty comfortable being 3-1 with the possibility they could have been 4-0 after last week being such a close game. So you never know how it's going to turn out. And how it's going to test your program and your kids.
Well, Dixon made a comment they've played the toughest schedule in the state. I could argue that easily, but the teams they played.
But you're not the voice of the Bears.
Destrehan 2-2, and St. Thomas More 1-3 now. How good are those teams?
Right.
On paper, it looks really good, but they're having a little bit of a down year. So,
but look, like teams, I'm going to go back to John F. Kennedy. They have a terrible district, right? And so that coach knew for them to get better, they weren't going to get better in their district.
Got to do it.
They had to do it in pre-district. So they went and scheduled good quality teams. And look, last week against Santa Maria, they had a game that came down to it, and they had a kick that won, and then today they were in another tight game. This time they didn't come out on top, but they're 3-1. So I think when you see some of these schools that go outside and schedule up, I think Opelousas is another one that went out, and even though they won a state championship last year, they went and upgraded their schedule.
Yeah. They may be 1-3. They play Zachary next week. That's going to be a heck of a game. That'll probably be the game of the week that I'll be going to. But they've played everybody. They had a game against Carr canceled.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
You look at Acadiana's. I was looking at some games this week. Acadiana's last 7 games going back to last year. Karen Crow, Holy Cross, which was the number 1 seed, Carr, Catholic, Ruston, Zachary, STM. That's a brutal schedule. I know a couple of those go back to last year. They go out and win 62-0 over New Iberia last night, and that game, I think it's 49-0 at the half. Was crazy, and I don't care who you're playing or what. Acadiana scored every possession they had the ball last night. They were playing without the Gaucher kid, a running back who's averaging 190 yards. They held him out a little minor injury. He could have played if necessary, but they held him out. And then they only allowed New Iberia to cross midfield 1 time.
We want to, we hadn't this year, but we've got a new sponsor, the Boyer, Hebert, and Angel out in Denham Springs, attorneys, law firm. They can help you in a lot of different legal ways, but Mark has a son that's over at Denham Springs. We had the opportunity to talk to Brett Beard tonight, but they had a big win at over East Ascension. So congratulations to those guys, and we appreciate Boyer, Hebert, and Angel Law Firm.
There's a lot of common thread between our sponsors in this program. A lot of them either work with young athletes or partner with, say, the LHSAA or our former athletes, and so they understand that connection. And I think Boyer, Angel, and Hebert are also part of that group. They understand what it's like to support these young men and young women who are out there performing each and every week.
So Mark quarterbacked at Bro Bridge, went up to Tech. He's a big, proud Bro Bridge supporter, but
they're struggling.
They are struggling.
I don't think he's real proud right now.
I think he knows they're struggling.
I don't think he's real proud this year.
But he's proud of the Yellow Jackets, that's for sure.
Right.
Oh, man. All right, let's get ahead and get you caught up on the scores. We'll get to Acadiana in just a bit. We'll start first in Baton Rouge.
The Capital City Scoreboard, insured by State Farm.
Catholic High over West Monroe 31-14. Central blanks Cecilia 27-0. Santa Maria 39-38 winner over Scotlandville. Denham Springs in overtime defeats East Ascension 20-17. Plaquemine 41, Bruley 18. Woodlawn 57-37 winner over West Louisiana. Dutchtown blanks Prairieville 49-0. And Dunham 21, Ascension Catholic 18.
The New Orleans Bayou Scoreboard, presented by Investar Bank.
Rummel over John Curtis 14-7. Jesuit defeats Brother Martin 17-5. And the Car 45, Holy Cross 20. St. Aug and Warren Easton will play tomorrow night at 7. De La Salle blanks St. Charles 10-0. Destrehan over East St. John 39-16. Hanville a 51-32 winner over Terrebonne. Lutcher blanks Assumption 48-0.
The Acadiana Scoreboard, fueled by frogs at Magnolia Beach.
Barb a 21-13 winner over Karen Crow. Sam Houston over Sulphur 46-7. Iowa defeats Wassman 41-18. Curling's Catholic 42, Westgate 20. Alexandria 43-40 winner over Opelousas. Parkview defeats St. Martinville 26-24. Shaw over Lafayette Christian 31-8. And Catholic New Iberia 42, Notre Dame 28.
The North and Central Louisiana Scoreboard, pumped by Peak Performance.
Neville is a 30-7 winner over St. Thomas More. West Washita 29, Sterlington 28. Gina blanks Winfield 46-0. Carroll over General Trask 36-14. Bastrop a 28-27 winner over St. Frederick. North DeSoto defeats Northwood Shreveport 38-21. Tioga 59, Richwood 22, Calvary 56, the Arbor Woods Charter 7.
The North Shore Scoreboard, connected by Rev.
Covington blinks North Shore 28-0. Mandeville 56, Slidell 14. St. James 35-13 winner over Ponchatoula. St. Paul defeats John F. Kennedy 25-22. Kentwood 35-34 winner over Laranger. Amite over St. Helena 29-26. Franklinton all over Fontainebleau 61-13. And Pine over Pearl River 28-20. Bayou Brothers Adam and Michael have developed the perfect combination between sweet and heat you need to make nearly any dish exciting. Our Bayou Brothers Cajun barbecue sauce is packaged in a 16-ounce mason jar. Our flavors have been tried by people in Louisiana and across the U.S., and the same conclusion has been reported: the best. Order online at BayouBrother.com or find a list of local stores that carry Bayou Brothers. If you are a store that would be interested in carrying Bayou Brothers Cajun barbecue sauce, contact Adam at 225-975-1612. Let's go.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dane Charpentier. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Don't have time for a new rash?
I don't have time for this.
We're here to help with convenient virtual visits on your computer or any mobile device. If you don't have time to be sick, feel better faster with Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours.
Mom, what's for breakfast?
Don't have time for a cold? A cut? Those allergies? Or a sprain?
I really don't have time for this.
Lake Urgent Care is here to help with easy, convenient online check-in, virtual visits, or walk-in care. Plus, we're kid-friendly and open 7 days a week, including holidays and weekends. When you don't have the time to be sick or hurt, feel better faster at Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours.
Now back to the Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show with Cade, Todd, and Jimmy. Presented by Lake Urgent Care on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to the Week 4 edition of Louisiana Prep Scoreboard, presented by Lake Urgent Care. Working on just one more interview for tonight. Hopefully we can get in touch with Coach Dane Charpentier from Turlings Catholic as they get the win tonight over Westgate. Guys, they open up district play in 4-4A, and,
they're prepared.
Pretty prepared. It's a tough district if you look across the board. And there's some surprises, but Turlings Catholic, pretty dominant in their win tonight over a good Westgate team. And all right. We got Coach online as they get the win tonight, as we mentioned. I was trying to pull it up. There we go, 42-20 over Westgate. Congratulations, Coach, on the win, and thanks so much for joining us on Prep Scoreboard.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me.
So, Coach, we've been you notice how Kay just avoided saying your last name because we're sitting over here talking how to pronounce it one way or the other.
Well, it depends where you're from, but my family's from St. Mary Parish, and we say Charpentier.
I told y'all.
Yeah. Well, see, down in South Lafourche, they would say Charpentier, probably, I think.
Ain't no doubt.
There you
As a
go.
matter of fact, my mama and my daddy say it different. So my mama's from South Terrebonne, my daddy's from Franklin, and they never agreed on it. So
See, a good buddy of mine's wife used to teach over there at Turlings, and she just retired, and his name is David Dugas, or you can say Dugas. So
right.
And I've called him a lot worse. So
either way,
it's all good.
Either way, call him, Coach, a winner tonight because they get a big one in open district play.
Coach, tough schedule to open the season. Opelousas, Sam Houston, Notre Dame. You come out of that, and also throw in Westgate tonight. Come out of that 4-0. Turlings has been known to throw the football all around. You had Preston last year as a 3-year starter at quarterback. This team looks a little different. The bread and butter are the big boys up front, and you're pounding the football. But this team here obviously starts with your offensive line with the Perry brothers up front and a few others. Talk about your offensive line.
Yeah, we play with 6 offensive linemen on a lot of snaps, and it's a senior-heavy crew. Jay Surratt, Drake Perry, almost said Thomas Perry. That's the older brother. Gresham Perry. And then at center, you got Peyton Davis, Gavin Gerard, Colston Olivier, Thomas Kramer. Those guys have been playing great, opening up a lot of holes for our backs to run through. And tonight we kind of just outlasted them and were able to take over in the second half.
Jimmy pointed out your heavy set, and I guess, is this the 6th lineman you're talking about? Number, what was it, 74?
I think it was, yeah.
Or do you have him, does he have you have 6 guys with their hands in the dirt?
Yes, sir. We just call it extra, and we put in an extra offensive lineman, and usually we have a tight end also with our 2 best receivers on the field and go to work.
And Doug Viltz has been really good as your workhorse running back, and also gets a little help from Kason Evans.
Yeah, Dougie's the heartbeat of the team, and he ran wild tonight. I think he went for over 220.
Ooh, wow.
Just a real tough kid, man. He's fearless. He's not a real big kid, but man, he slams it up in there and he keeps hitting it till it breaks. And he had some big ones tonight. Kason Evans, a kid that's extremely talented. He's coming off an injury last year, but he's getting back to his old form. And I was really excited to see him break a long one tonight.
Todd, going in, Viltz was averaging 130 and over 200 tonight. That goes up. Defense has also been playing well, only allowing 15 points a game. Who are some of your guys on that side of the ball?
There's a big group of them. In the back end, Caleb Daniels is a leader for us at free safety. Jackson Broussard at linebacker. And then Jack Purser, who I got to say is one of the most unselfish players I've ever coached. He's a 2-year starter at tight end. Last year was first-team All-State. This year we asked him to play inside linebacker. He's still playing tight end, but he's playing a lot of defense. and he's made a world of difference for us on the defensive side of the ball, brings a lot of toughness. And then up front, we rotate a lot of guys in there, but Andrew Fruget's been playing great, and Reed Broussard and Matt Davis and Harrison Johnson and that crew. And then we got Grayson Fondo back healthy on the edge. So those guys are doing a great job of limiting gains and limiting explosive plays.
How did you limit a team as athletic and the speed that Westgate obviously has with Jabari Antoine and guys like that and the Garden kid at running back? Did you do anything special tonight, or you just played your base defense and, added some things just for this game?
We had a couple sub packages to try to match the personnel that they play. They get into some different looks with kind of like we do with some heavy bodies and then maybe more receiver bodies at times. But we just try to match personnel with them and try not to get big boy because they do have some big boys. And you got to try to match up with their size and their speed. So I'm really just proud of the way our kids competed in the game. It wasn't perfect, but we made enough plays to win.
Going into week 5, second half of the season almost, what would you like to see your team improve on to be able to make yourself I think you're a contender now, obviously, with the schedule you play, but to get yourself where you want to be in December?
Yeah, there's so many things we can clean up. Obviously the effort is there, and the kids are playing really hard, but whenever you turn on the tape, it's never going to be as good as you think. So tomorrow morning we'll look at it and try to make technical corrections and, go by position and just try to improve at every position and try to make the team better.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time tonight here on Louisiana Prep Scoreboard. Congratulations to a great start in district play, and we look to hear from you, Coach Charpentier, real soon.
Hey, I appreciate you guys having me. Have a good night.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations.
So they continue district play in 4-4A next week, I believe, against Como, who's still searching for a win in quite some time. But the district does get a lot more competitive down the line, and we'll see they step out of district against EA before St. Thomas More Northside.
St. Thomas More game. St. Thomas More puzzles me right now. Offensively, just hadn't been able to score any points, and we'll get to we can talk about them.
You talk about defenses in Acadiana and Neville. I mean,
in Catholic, they play some, but I mean, last week their defense, they didn't score a point offensively. Defense scored their points. They're averaging 14 points a game. I don't care who St. Thomas Moore's played. They always put up points. Always. Every year. You can go back for 25 years. Yeah. Their system they run is really complicated and difficult to defend, and they do a really good job of scheming their opponents. Just for them not to be scoring any points, they were down 24-0 at half tonight against Neville, so they ended up getting beat 30-7. So they're just having a down year, and it's not something that we're accustomed to seeing.
What was the state champ? I'm not going to remember the final scores, but those state championship games, or at least the game I remember against U High, was one of the highest scoring games.
Yeah.
They were putting up points left and right. It was, they were matching each other score for a while, and that's, in my mind, that's what I picture when I think of St. Thomas More, and seeing them not have that same output. Yeah, it's a little different, and you go back to the schedule. That's tough for anybody.
And the thing that they've done. They've had quarterback after quarterback after quarterback after quarterback. They're like Notre Dame, Parkview, teams like that. They graduate their players, and then the following year they come out there and they look the exact same and they play the exact same. And, I mean, it's a credit to them. Yeah. It's just odd to see them struggling offensively this year.
That district 4-4A, and it's very winnable.
Who does St. Thomas More have next week?
Next week, let's see. St. Thomas More coming up. We'll have Westgate.
That's going to be another good one.
But they're in Division 1, right? They're in 4A, but in Division 1.
Correct. Yes.
Yep. It's jacked up. They didn't fix that yet.
Westgate is in Division 1 on a non-select, playing 4A. They're 3 students away from being in Division 2.
Yeah. Westgate, non-select Division 1. Northside, Select Division 2, Como Select Division 1, Rain non-select Division 2, Turling Select Division 1, North Vermilion Non-Select Division 2. All within
one district. Yep.
By the way, one more time, I'll give a shout out to Frankie's Dogghouse. And if I can, I finally got a photo here, Paul, we can share of the Dogghouse itself. They're open 7 days a week. They're open until 10 o'clock for Thursday Night Football. 20 different hot dogs. And as we mentioned tonight, we had some of their hamburgers. There was double patty smash burgers. They also offer wings, melts, got the happy hour Monday through Friday, 2 to 7. Also, all-day happy hour on the weekends. And new and improved outdoor seating. You got some air conditioning on that covered deck. So make it a point to stop by Frankie's Dogghouse.
That's a place that Guy Mastretta would love to hang out at.
Looks like something out of Key West.
He likes little spots like that.
You know, I'm going to have to take Brock over there to let him use his Starlet checking Investar Bank card.
There you go.
Nice.
Hey, y'all want to come? Yeah, he can buy.
Let him buy.
He can buy for all of us. And Coach Mastretta, maybe.
Oh, you're right. This is a place that looks like that kind of off the beaten path, kind of place. So good deal. We appreciate having Frankie's Dogghouse part of our team. We appreciate the partnership here on Louisiana Prep Scoreboard. A reminder, though, as I don't know if I got a chance to mention it in the preview show, but 8080 Bluebonnet, our friends at Brock offer that after-hours clinic. And look, it's not just for the football players. It could be for, you're coming home. It could be for somebody in the band, cheerleaders. But if you're coming home from Friday night, you want to get something checked out, give you some peace of mind heading into the weekend. It's such a cool thing that they offer, and it's at the main campus, 8080 Bluebonnet, for that after-hours clinic. And did you guys say it goes, till 11, or am I wrong?
It's till 11, but also tomorrow they can hit one of those after-hours clinics that they have open. It's just important that you want to treat that injury as soon as possible. Dr. Bankson says it best is you don't want to sleep on an injury. You want to get that thing treated as quick as possible, and the place to do that is at Baton Rouge Orthopedic at 8080 Bluebonnet.
And as the advertisement says, these are the guys that the pros use. These are the guys that the LSU uses. These are respected, highly trained, top of the line, and they can help your loved one as well. So we'll take a timeout. More scores. We'll have our helmet stickers coming up as well. This is the Week 4 edition of Louisiana Prep Scoreboard presented by Lake Urgent Care on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and your view.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Don't have time for a new rash?
I don't have time for this.
We're here to help with convenient virtual visits on your computer or any mobile device. If you don't have time to be sick, feel better faster with Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours. Don't have time for a stomach virus?
I don't have time to be sick today.
When you're sick after hours or weekends, you don't have time to wait around. Save time and money and feel better faster with Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana.
Coach K from Wiseman High School, and you listen to Louisiana Prep Scoreboard with Kay, Todd, and Jimmy on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
You know, interestingly enough, Coach right there talking about Wasman Carroll next week. Big rivalry game.
What's it called, Kay?
It's the Baby Bayou Classic.
That's right.
You know, what was the game, the playoff game where did they the band?
Union Parish.
Okay,
Union Parish didn't have a band and brought
They
brought Carroll's band to the playoff game and then brought them to the Superdome and
That's
got
awesome.
them all rings.
And they
That's
just
awesome.
played at the Superdome. Carroll did. I think because of that.
That's pretty cool.
Last weekend.
Looking back at they played for the Saints game?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. It's always cool to find some of these, unique towns that have these rivalries where, or a game atmosphere like that, where it is the biggest thing going on. And in towns like that, you look forward to this time of year.
That's high school football.
Mm-hmm. North and Central Louisiana tonight. That Bastrop St. Fred game certainly stood out. West Ouachita over Sterlington. In Sterlington, tough loss last week, and a game where they kind of got pushed around a little bit, and that was kind of odd. A close game tonight.
But that was to Ouachita.
Yeah,
you kind
for
of
sure.
expected that. West Ouachita started out 5-0 last year, if I'm not mistaken, and Todd mentioned it off the air a little bit. We was talking. They're fixing to face a tough road ahead coming up with that district. And, but, hey, they're winning games that they need to win right now. We mentioned Airline coming back and beating Evangel 47-42. I actually thought that score might have been a little higher. We mentioned Bastrop with a good win over St. Frederick's, much improved St. Frederick, or not so much improved, but what they're doing without the 14 kids who left.
I think it is much improved. I think you said it right. Just because, like their only loss, Franklin Parish. Franklin Parish did keep, they bounced back and they won very well over Caldwell. But I do think they're much improved. And it's just been, you got to understand the background for Bastrop. Yeah.
It's hard to lose your quarterback and 14 kids out of 1A school and say you're improved. And like you said, they may be.
Sometimes you just never know.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And they've benefited from a few transfers that came in also.
Yep.
Northwood Shreve was 3-0 tonight going to North DeSoto, who was coming off of that blowout loss to West Monroe. North DeSoto gets a win tonight, 38-21. Again, they're playing without the Cole Corey, the leading receiver in the state last year, who tore his ACL.
And General Trask, which was a good story not that long ago, tough loss to Carroll tonight. It was interesting how things can kind of ebb and flow from each season, seeing where teams will be.
Did you mention Alexandria?
Yeah, Alexandria came back and beat Opelousas. They trailed by a couple touchdowns at half and came back and won 43-40. New Orleans area had some really good games. We hadn't even mentioned this one. John Curtis and Rummel.
Mhm.
Rummel moves to 4-0. John Curtis, another one of these that, I know they lost to a team that was really good out of Georgia, but they lose 14-7 tonight to Rummel. Rummel is really impressive. And like I said, people were high on Rummel before the season. I wasn't as much, but they said it was all the injuries last year, and they've shown that they can be some good teams this year. Brother Martin and Jesuit. Jesuit comes out a 17-5 winner. It was 10-3 at the half. Jesuit hits a 98-yard touchdown pass to start the second half in their first possession and to get them going. Carr and Holy Cross. Carr was down 20-0 to Holy Cross. It ended up 45-20. Carr. How you go down 20-0 and then all of a sudden you put up 45? I mean, that's not unexpected. Of course, we mentioned the St. Paul win, and that's a good win for St. Paul over JFK. JFK is going to give people some trouble in 3A, and that 3A or division, whatever you want to call it, 2 or 3, depending on where you fall, it's going to be wide open.
Santa Maria needed that win tonight over Scotlandville as they won 39-38. That's a big win for them.
That kind of surprises me. Just how close it was. Scotlandville's been struggling. That's one that we don't understand here just in the last couple of years. It wasn't that long ago. Levante Davis had them in the state championship, and then they've kind of went downhill these last couple of years, and it's hard to explain.
Terrebonne gets their first loss of the season. They fall to Hahnville tonight, 51-32, and De La Salle over St. Charles.
That's the team that would be similar to what Jimmy's description of St. Thomas More is.
Yes.
St. Charles is not a team that you expect to be 0-3.
Yeah.
However, they've lost to some very good teams, and they're going to be there when the playoffs come around. It's just, they're young probably, a lot of new starters, and they're going to be getting better as the season goes on, but they're tested.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm going off of memory, so that's not too good. They're replacing 83% of their offense, I believe it is, from last year. 16 starters they're replacing.
I've heard of people say they're losing 11 starters or 10 starters, but I've never heard people use a percentage like that.
83%.
I was about to say,
offense.
he's going to tell me they lost 83 seniors last year.
No, not quite, but yeah.
What is 83%? 9 out of 11? Come on, Kate.
I'm talking about yard. I'm talking about their offensive production. 83%, not 83% of the kids. 83% production, Todd. Come on, get with it, brother.
I mean, you would be down to, you wouldn't have a starting 11, I don't think.
Warren Easton against St. Aug tomorrow. That's going to be an interesting one to see. St. Aug is much, much improved. They didn't win a game in district, but Warren Easton, if you're going to the game, they have a tailback or running back in junior Thomas Vaughn. In his first 3 games, has had over, he's had 744 yards, so he's been very productive. You're going to have to check him out.
Maybe I know why Carr probably got down 20-0 is that they didn't start playing their transfer until the second quarter.
He can't play till next year.
Why would he move?
Why would I don't know. I think somebody is a mentor or something like that is in his ear and they're listening to the wrong people. It's not. I mean, you can't play for any. I know Bryce Brown does a great job. Don't get me wrong. But you now have Robert Valdez there as your head coach. I don't know why you would go from St. Aug to Carr. Education's really good at St. Aug. I mean, they're not wanting for anything over there really. Just got a couple huge in the last few years, millions of dollars given to the schools by a couple different alumni people. I don't know. Xavier
Coach
Ford
Valdez does things the right way.
Yes. He told me before the season he was a year away. And that team they played out of Missouri last week, I didn't realize that team has won 30-something games straight and was a 2-time defending champion, and that was a close game. Xavier Ford from Leesville. We talked to Coach Causey last week. That was an absolute blast. He went over 100. He had 150 yards at halftime. He went over 1,000 yards tonight in the 4th game of the season.
Trying to eclipse the record from Cecil Collins, and I think he needed something over around 3,000 for the season total to do that.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And from all accounts, Vermilion Catholic is a 41-34 winner over Erath, two teams
both undefeated
that were undefeated. The last loss that Vermilion Catholic had in the regular season was to Erath a couple of years ago. From what I've heard, it was just an outstanding game. Jonathan Dortez, a quarterback, he lines up. He's more of a runner than he is a passer, but he's a good. He is a true dual threat. When you say dual threat, he can throw it and run it.
He's Jimmy Roy, along with Coach Todd Black. I'm Cade Wazee here on the Week 4 edition of Louisiana Prep Scoreboard. Don't forget that BSN Sports are the best supply network in sports, and they can outfit your team like they outfit us. They can also get the equipment you need for any sport throughout the year, and I think it's a pretty easy spot to go to. One-stop shopping, bsnsports.com. And we personally know Scott Nielsen, who is working the sidelines every week, the best in the business. And when you have that local appeal to getting things you need for your team, you're not trying to contact someone from far away. You get someone that understands what it's like to play prep sports here in the South Louisiana area. I think that personal touch matters. So BSN Sports, the best supply network in sports. And this year we've got our red.
Or the black.
Yeah, or the black. And, every year there's been an opportunity to kind of feature some of the cool things they offer. And whether it's a name brand, you're going to find it from them. Whatever's out there that you want to have, it's hard to say that BSN does not have it. And they're the best supply network in sports for a reason. So
we'll bring one in here. We'll bring them all in here, actually. Next segment.
The new collection?
Yeah, it's all in there.
All right. Ryan will model that when we get back on Your View here on Louisiana Prep Scoreboard, presented by Lake
Extra
Urgent
small.
Care.
He'll let him.
Youth Medium on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At Louisiana Turf Cleaning, our number one priority is athlete safety. We specialize in sanitizing and general cleaning maintenance of artificial turf sports fields. From the constant wear and tear on the field to the bacterial, mold, and viruses that get under those turf fibers, we take care of it all. We also remove any unseen metal in the turf that could potentially cut an athlete. For more information, call me, Kerry Myers, to get a quote today, 504-453-6950. And let Louisiana Turf Cleaning keep your playing surface safe, 504-453-6950.
Don't have time for a cold? A cut? Those allergies? Or a sprain?
I really don't have time for this.
Lake Urgent Care is here to help with easy, convenient online check-in, virtual visits, or walk-in care. Plus, we're kid-friendly and open 7 days a week, including holidays and weekends. When you don't have the time to be sick or hurt, feel better faster at Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties, so retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles.
Now back to the Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show with Cade, Todd, and Jimmy. Presented by Lake Urgent Care on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. The Capital City Scoreboard, insured by State Farm.
Catholic over West Monroe 31-14. Central over Cecilia 27-0. Santa Maria 39-38 winner over Scotlandville. Denham in overtime 20-17 over East Ascension. Blackman over Bruley 41-18. Woodlawn over West Feliciana 57-37. Dutchtown blanks Prairieville 49-0. Dunham 21. Ascension Catholic 18.
The New Orleans Bayou Scoreboard, presented by Investar Bank.
Rummel defeats John Curtis 14-7. Jesuit over Brother Martin 17-5. Carr over Holy Cross 45-20. St. Aug and Warren Easton tomorrow night at 7. De La Salle shuts out St. Charles 10-0. Destrehan 39-16 over East St. John. Conville 51-32 over Terrebonne. And Lutcher blanks Assumption 48-0.
The Acadiana Scoreboard, fueled by frogs at Magnolia Beach.
Barb over Karen Crew 21-13. Sam Houston over Sulphur 46-7. Iowa defeats Wassman 41-18. Sterling's Catholic 42, Westgate 20. Alexandria over Opelousas 43-40. Parkview 26-24 winner over St. Martinville. Shaw over Lafayette Christian 31-8. And Catholic New Iberia 42, Notre Dame 28.
The North and Central Louisiana Scoreboard, pumped by Peak Performance.
Neville over St. Thomas More 30-7. West Washita 29, Sterlington 28. Gina blanks Winfield 46-0. Harold 36-14 over General Trask. Bastrop 28-27 winner over St. Frederick. North DeSoto 38, Northwood Shreveport 21. Tioga 59-22 over Richwood. And Calvary 56, Yarborough Woods Charter 7.
The North Shore Scoreboard, connected by Rev.
Covington blanks North Shore 28-0. Mandeville 56, Slidell 14. St. James over Ponchatoula 35-13. St. Paul over John F. Kennedy 25-22. Kentwood 35, Larange 34. Amite 29-26 over St. Helena. Franklinton 61, Fontainebleau 13. Pine 28, Pearl River 20.
Highlighting tonight's top performers. This is Helmet Stickers on the Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show.
All right, Jimmy Roy, I'll start with you tonight. Who is your helmet sticker for week 4?
All right, I'm going to give you 2 of them tonight.
Sure.
Jasper Parker from Shaw, running back, a Michigan commit, went for over 300 yards against LCA. And Nate Shepard from Mandeville, 7 touchdowns tonight, gives him 23 on the year in the first 4 games.
That's incredible. Coach Black? Yeah.
Frank's Dogghouse.
I knew you was going to say it. I knew it. I knew it.
I got to give it to them.
They were fantastic. I appreciate it. They look. It wasn't okay. So, is there one that's like a Chicago style out there too?
Was
yes, it was. But also the sides that came with it. We had some fries. We had some tots. Burgers were fantastic. Frankie's Dogghouse, a big win. Give me Coach Josh Gast and the North Iberville Bears. How about that? 4-0 on the season. It's been incredible to see that school back on the football field and what they're doing. Who knows how the season will play out, but you got to celebrate the moment. At 4-0 right now, I think they're doing an incredible job. Coach Black has the 2024 fall collection for Louisiana Prep Scoreboard from BSN Sports. That is the new quarter zip with the red sleeves.
That's different this year.
Yeah, a little different. I like the collar. It's a little relaxed. It's not a heavy collar. It's very smooth.
Okay, it's chill.
Chill?
Yeah. It's chill.
Fair enough. I was trying to think of another word. No cap. You've got the gray polo as well that we brought up, and then we're flossing the red one. Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah.
Like
Look at Coach with the Riz. Brock knows what I'm talking about if he's listening. He totally knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he does.
I just found that here on Twitter.
Brock better be in bed by now.
Nah.
Well, olden days he was.
Old days he'd be sleeping in a
sleeping
chair.
at 11 o'clock right outside the studio. Hey, didn't get to throw this in there for helmet stickers, but it's still up on the feed. Drew Talley with that 58-yard field goal for St. Paul's.
So in the last 2 weeks, you've seen a 58 and a 59-yard field goal.
Nice.
So yeah, congrats. It's been a good night. We appreciate Paul O'Neill on video, Ryan Kennedy producing tonight's audio. We'll have tonight's episode up on demand very shortly on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, or 104.5ESPN.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts. We appreciate Skip. And yes, thanks again to Frankie's Dogghouse. For everyone tuning in, we'll be back next Friday night for Louisiana Prep Scoreboard, presented by Lake Urgent Care.
Don't have time for a stomach virus?
I don't have time to be sick today.
When you're sick after hours or weekends, you don't have time to wait around. Save time and money and feel better faster with Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dane Charpentier. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office